What's going on, Nerds Nation? I'm Trevor. This is AJ, Sean, and SonicMTD. We love comic book and anime news as much as Sean loves slapping me in the face. And with that being said, let's jump into our first topic. So what do you guys think of Drew Gerard directing X-Force? He has little directing credits to his name, and he's been more of a show producer. He's been producing all the Netflix Marvel stuff. He's also been involved with some other superhero movies, but the only real other thing he's directed was like an indie film.
Wait, he directed all the Marvel stuff?
He didn't direct it, he produced it.
Produced it.
Which I'm kind of impressed that Marvel let him off a leash and he went over to Fox to do X-Force, but like...
Well, it'd be Netflix, technically, right? Because it's still a Marvel thing he's doing.
Yeah, but it's one's
Fox Marvel versus
one's
Netflix
Marvel
Marvel.
Entertainment, the other's Fox superheroes. So like they're different. They're not allowed to touch tips or anything.
From a career standpoint, I can see why he's done this, because pretty much as a producer, you do a multifaceted job. You're practically working in hand with the director, and you're doing what you can to promote it. So, I mean, it could be something big. We don't know what he's capable of. It could be something that's absolutely awful, but I can understand why he made this jump, and it'll probably do wonders for his career if he can pull it off.
Yeah, definitely. Only if he can pull it off.
Well, we got to see too where Deadpool 2 goes, because apparently like the three big stars of that movie are already confirmed for X-Force. So we're going to see Domino, Deadpool, and Cable in X-Force. So it's interesting to see who that fourth member is. Do you think?
Who else do we have?
They don't have anyone else.
Are they only bringing 4 members into X-Force, or are they going to do the team of 6? Because I'm pretty sure it's usually a team of 6.
Banshee's part of X-Force, is he not?
Sometimes. So
Okay,
I want Omega
who's
Red.
Omega
he was
Red?
a bad guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
Who
I want
else?
to see the tentacle guy.
You want to see the tentacle guy.
Well, we were talking about that.
Trevor started watching anime. Now he's into tentacles. Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
One Piece is maybe very confused.
I have done my job.
Sex pirates.
Who's the werewolf girl
In
in X-Force?
In X-Force?
There's a werewolf girl?
Yeah, there's a werewolf girl. I swear there's a werewolf girl from X-Force.
I know the bear dude from the Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
I have giant turret and bear head.
I want to see
That's
that movie.
actually a team, though. Like if you
That
watch,
movie looks
if you
sick.
watch like I think they were on like YTV. If you watch like the Avengers shows that were on YTV, they actually appear. I'm not like
They're
Yeah,
they're not even Marvel.
I'm telling you,
no
they actually,
Marvel.
there's literally a dude. I think it's like his name's like Commander Kodiak. And he's literally a Russian-looking general, and he just turns into a bear. I'm not even lying.
There we go. Wolfsbane.
Well, Sven.
I told you there's a werewolf chick.
I've never heard of her. Well, okay,
Yep.
the last X-Force I remember reading, they had Psylocke, Archangel, Deadpool, Phantom X, Wolverine, and I forget who else.
It's a really
Warpath. I
Yeah,
think.
they got a huge freaking like lineup, dude. Like,
Well, look at what's their current members.
you got current members right now. You got Dr. Nemesis, Domino, Forget Me Not, Marrow, Psylocke, Hope Summers. Right. Former members are, you said Archangel.
Yeah.
We got Bishop up in there. We got Caliban. We got Cable. We got Cannonball. We got Colossus. We got Cyclops. We got Cypher.
Like
We got
everyone.
every single person who's pretty much been an X-Men.
Anyone who's ever killed someone.
What
is
you got
in
going over there, Matt?
Well, here's the question that I want to ask, because you guys are heavy comic book junkies. There are a bunch of people out there that are going to be exposed to this series eventually when it launches, and a lot of which don't know much about the X-Force. Why should the mainstream populace who are already exposed head to toe in comic book movies and TV shows, especially on Netflix, be interested in the X-Force? What is the pitch for it?
They're basically the X-Men with no rules. They're Black Ops.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
They do what the regular X-Men can't do or won't do. Spoilers, there is literally, and it's very graphic, like there's, as I'm about to say, is there's literally a scene where Archangel gets the living shit beat out of him. And he needs, because it's after he was turned into a horseman of the apocalypse, so he needs something to like regain energy. And Deadpool's literally there shaving off bits of his arm and feeding to him. He's like, what is this? He's like, don't worry about it. Just get better. Just get better. And it's like, you literally just see like a whole page of Deadpool just flaying his flesh, it growing back, and him doing it again, and just hand feeding it into Archangel's mouth. Like, it's bad. Like,
Think of a group of Punishers.
I'm imagining like the Marvel version of Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
except
yeah.
they're actually heroes instead of villains who are forced to. They're heroes who are choosing to do this.
Exactly. The best description, like in here, it says X-Force takes a more militant and aggressive approach towards its enemies compared to the X-Men.
Okay.
So our next topic, because we love talking about DC and Justice League, it's one amazing discussion. So the new trailer is supposed to drop between October 5th to 8th. It's the final trailer for the movie. But with that being said, I forgot to put this part in when I put it in our docket. Sorry, guys. There's a rumor going around it might get pushed back to January. What are your thoughts on it being pushed back with just everything that we know about the production?
I'd be okay with that.
I would be worried. Because I don't like that there's from what I've heard, there's all these reshoots happening, and it sounds like it's going to be a completely different movie than what it started out as. And based on what I saw in the trailers, I was excited for the movie from the original director, which it was Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, and so I'm not saying the new. Yes, we know you hate him. I'm not saying. Who's the new director? I forget his name already. Thank you. Brain farts. I love him. So I'm not saying he's a bad director. Like obviously, he has done a great job in the past. It's just I think is gonna turn into basically what we saw in Rogue One, where Krennic is like, mine, and then Tarkin's like, no, it's mine, and that's basically what they're going to get. It's going to be Justice League with two directors, and it's going to have a mix of tone, because they have very different tones as directors, and it has a lot of potential to be a clusterfuck now because of that, if they change too much.
I think it'd be good for the simple fact of January, we don't have a lot of blockbusters coming out in that month. It'll be a good opportunity for them to make enough money and enough bank, because if they're going to release it in November, we have, Thor coming out in November, I believe?
Yep.
Right?
Thor.
So Marvel, we know, has
And there's also, we have Star Wars.
December 16th.
But that comes out in December.
That's episode 8 though, right?
Yeah, but
that comes out in December though.
kahuna.
But that comes out in December, so since Justice League,
right?
And I get that, but Justice League is going to be coming out in November with these two big blockbusters coming out. What you're saying, I think that it's a good idea to have it in December
or January.
January.
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything big slated for.
We generally don't have big blockbuster movies. That come
Logan
out in
was the
January.
first big blockbuster, and that
came out in March.
No, that was February.
It came out in March.
I thought it was February.
Beginning of March
What
3rd.
normally happens when it comes to production scheduling and things like that, it's basically all the big blockbusters come out right before Christmas. That's how they make their money. And then all the B, C, D class movies are just thrown out in January.
Exactly.
Red Letter Media calls it, and I'm going to censor myself, it's January, because there's nothing that's available. It will, regardless, they will make their money back, but whether or not it's going to actually do well at the box office, how it remains to be seen.
I just think it'll do well because it's not going to have anything to compete against.
Yeah.
Right? With all the stuff you have going on right now of November, December, it's going to have a lot of competing bank. You have to compete against Star Wars, which is already enough hardship as it is.
They're not really competing against two movies, just competing against Disney.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's literally
exactly it.
Well,
Disney.
So, but here's one problem with January. What does January come after?
Christmas.
And Black Friday and Boxing Week. It's basically the month where everyone is so poor, they decide not to splurge. A lot of people look at movies as a splurge thing, whereas we might go to the movies because we just want to see these things. A lot of people, family and stuff, it's more of a treat. So now you're going into the month where everyone is poor as shit because they just had heavy hits from sales
in December,
and Christmas.
I never have time to go to see a movie because I'm so busy with
it's wonderful.
everything else. I'm busy shopping. I'm busy spending time with family. Boxing week.
Family.
Food.
Star Wars is the only thing.
When I can imagine you probably have 2 families you're celebrating with or something like that because you have your girlfriends and yours.
We have 4 Christmases in a week.
Do you see what I mean?
See, that's goals because all the Christmas meals you're getting, I'm jelly. My God,
no, you get so sick of turkey.
Yeah.
I want to add one last point before we move on to it, and Sean elaborated a little bit about it, but the thing is that there are a lot of new cooks in the kitchen. There were reshoots. There's a new director that's on board. The movie was delayed. When it comes to video games, whenever there's a delay in production schedule, that means that there's an error in communication between the developers and the actual marketers. And when that happens when it comes to film, that's something that you need to take watch on. I'm not saying that it's not going to do well, but it's not boding well from what I'm seeing. And there's so many things that are going on that appear to be hindering the film. It will make its money back, but from what I'm gathering here, I don't think it's going to be a good film.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Dawn of Justice went back for reshoots, and it came out, and people didn't like it so much. Suicide Squad went back for reshoots, like heavy reshoots. Came out, didn't do that well. I did not hear much about Wonder Woman.
I was going to say, I don't remember hearing about Wonder Woman going for
Wonder
reshoots.
Woman was awesome.
Well,
And then now Justice League is going back for reshoots.
Sounds like anything Zack Snyder has his hands on tends to go back for reshoots.
but like, it's actually very common that reshoots happen because there's reshoots on the Avengers movies as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's common. It happens.
I know.
If you're
I'm
Oh
just-
no, there's always going to be reshoots.
but
I
they're
get
never
that.
this colossal.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why it's a dangerous. As
Like the biggest reshoot that we've had in the last 5 years, that's probably been as big as ever, was the reshoots they had for Civil War because of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing. We even saw, if you remember back when the trailers were released, you saw the 6-on-6.
Yeah.
Spider-Man wasn't in those trailers, and then they added him into the trailer later on. Remember? We're like, oh my god, he's there.
Yes.
And we're like, yes, right? Because it was mid-production that they had to go, okay, guys, we got to fit him in
have
somewhere.
Spider-Man.
He needs to
do
be
this,
in
yeah.
here, right? So. I honestly have high hopes for this movie. As much as I'm a DC hater as of late, I do have high hopes for it because of Flash, right? I love Flash and Cyborg, right? And those two
I haven't
characters
seen enough of Cyborg to get hyped for him.
I'm hyped no matter what. That dude looks like a fucking badass.
You just like because he's black.
No.
Yes.
No, actually, I've loved Cyborg ever since I watched Teen Titans.
Oh, honestly,
back
God,
in the day.
yo, like early
you know what I
2000s
mean?
Teen Titans, Cyborg was
Right?
my
Boom,
favorite.
baby! Like all day, like
My favorite was like
Every
the
day.
emotional episode where he breaks his limiter. It's like, oh, we gotta get that fixed. Nah, I don't need it anymore. I was like, yeah,
Yes!
my boy.
He's always been my fan favorite, man. Honestly, I love that character.
He was my
from
favorite Teen
Titans.
Titan.
Yeah. Next to Nightwing.
We're gonna go into our next DC topic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but the next big DC story is DC Doomsday Clock. I don't remember if you read anyone else who read The Button, but the guy pulling the strings is Dr. Manhattan, Mr. Manhattan, right?
No,
Dr.
Dr.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Yeah, I messed that up. And we've all seen Watchmen here, but the next character that's being introduced into the DC fold is Rorschach.
Woo!
What do you guys think of that, Sean?
Coincidentally, I bought this at Fan Expo without knowing any of this topic. Yay! I'm awesome.
Oh, man.
I foresee the future. All right. I'm excited.
Actually, doesn't James have one of these too?
He might. Can you breathe?
Yeah, actually,
I think
quite
James
well.
has one that actually moves.
My only problem.
really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
you
does.
can get them. They have a special ink in them, so when you the way you breathe, it makes it so like if I
Yeah, James
if I open
actually
the sides
does have one of
so if I
these.
open the sides of my mouth like this, I go, it forms here. If I blow upwards, it forms here. If I blow downwards, it forms here. It's actually really cool. I seen one, but they're expensive, so I was like, fuck that.
I think
know
I
he
actually
totally
saw
does.
someone matching your description at a 7-Eleven last night at 11 o'clock at night.
I've never been to a 7-Eleven, so I can promise you it wasn't me.
Of course. James,
that-
you need to keep your stuff on Instagram, okay? You posted it before. Keep it on Instagram.
So Doomsday Clock, because I read a bit of The Watchmen. I went to go see the movies. So explain to me what Doomsday Clock primarily is.
We don't know what Doomsday Clock is about. They just did the final prelude into it.
Okay.
And they had a huge reveal in that as well. I don't want to spoil anything because it's only been up for 3 days, so I'm gonna leave that there for next week.
It's actually,
But the reason that everyone's excited is that The Button, they were traveling back and forth in time. Are you familiar with Flashpoint?
Yes, I am.
So when Barry goes back in time and everything happens, and Thomas Wayne is the these guys here are killing me.
We're trying. We're trying so hard.
Matt, we only have big enough shoulders for 2, man.
I know.
But goes back in time, and there's Thomas Wayne is actually Batman now. He's changed everything.
Okay.
Well, what happens is he brings Bruce into an alternate reality, and Bruce meets Thomas Wayne's Batman.
Right, because in the beginning of Watchmen, there actually is in the slow credits crawl, there's a part where they're preventing the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne. And if you look behind in the background, there are posters that show the original Batman cover in the film. So
I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, you do.
I
I
remember
do
that.
need to rewatch
Yeah.
that with my mask on.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can see.
Okay, so
Sorry, Matt. You
it's
were
kind of
saying-
like it's like kind of like obviously like fuzzy looking because there's a mask in front of my eyes. But yeah, I can see.
That actually looks more centered now. No.
Yeah, I use
no.
my selfie
So
cam.
yeah, like I was saying,
still off.
if you go back and rewatch the
100%.
original Watchmen, in the opening credits crawl, they show the prevention of the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and it's something that I would definitely recommend you go check it out. What else is going on?
So the next thing we're jumping into is a little bit of gaming news. So Mario's no longer a plumber. What's going on there, guys? That's his go-to.
Yeah.
Well, I think because Peach is so good at, not being kidnapped, he had to take up a career path that wasn't a plumber.
Well, it's okay. This is what he's primarily been known for since.
Oh no, it's nuts.
Okay. With the exemption of Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr., where for some weird reason
He was Jumpman.
He was Jumpman, and he also kidnapped and tortured Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. He had a weird girlfriend at the time, but he's always been known as a plumber to God knows how many people, and the change, why do you think this came to be?
Okay, so Nintendo declared that he is no longer a plumber, right? So basically what they did is they said that they made him be what they needed him to be for whatever game they wanted him for. Right. Even though he started out as a construction worker before he was actually a plumber. Right. And then the next games involved actual them going underground and stuff like that. So it made sense. They were like, oh, you know what, from construction worker, let's make him a plumber because he goes in tubes and he's going underground, so forth and so on. He actually hasn't been in the plumbing game for quite some time now, since we passed those old Nintendo games where he's jumping down tubes and stuff.
He still goes in tubes.
Not so much. Not underground as much.
Every second level of every second
Not in the
world
new
of
ones.
each level.
Not in the
In the new ones, he still goes in tubes.
Yeah, well, as of lately, he's more not from what they were saying. So,
Could we
his new
say
characters.
tubes are tied.
Yep.
Hey.
Wah, 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 wah.
So yeah, they basically just said that they'll mold him to whoever they want him to be, right? And as of 3 hours ago, he is now a topless plumber or old ex-plumber, which creeps everybody out. He's still no longer a plumber.
The sports games or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Coach shirtless and creeps everybody out.
Yeah, apparently he's got Hershey Kiss nipples. I don't know.
What? What? Oh, fucking Christ.
All right, guys, and on that note, let's get back to the PG rating of our show.
Wait, we have a PG rating?
It's the
Pretty good, I'd say.
oh my god.
We're 18
Yeah, we gotta move
I
from the
slapped
Pico
you in a
version.
swore.
We gotta leave the Pico version of our show to go to something less Pico.
But anyway, guys, so Pokemon I Choose You. Pokemon I Choose You is the newest Pokemon movie, and it's retelling of the whole first Kanto region with Ash.
The 80 episodes crammed in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
So, what do you guys think that's going to be like? And I'm just excited that the fact Ho-Oh is the main legendary in the movie. No goddamn time.
Hey, he was the first legendary ever seen. He's got that going, and no one can take that away from him.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I actually have a source who watched it in Japan, and I didn't know at the time. I honestly wasn't expecting this to come full circle, but it appears to be a really lovely story. And from what I've told, I don't know how much you care about feels, but it's enough to drive a suburban housewife to tears.
Does Pikachu die?
No, man, I'm sorry, yo.
Does Pikachu
Pokemon, the
finally
first movie?
evolve? Is it just like, oh, what's this? Hug a lightning stone? It's like, finally we have a good Pokemon?
Oh.
Yo, that Pikachu was boss though, man. You know he was level 100.
And then he was level 100, and then he went to the Unova region, and he lost to what was the grass starter? I forget what his name.
Whatever. You know, I didn't play Black and White.
Okay,
I refuse to admit those
point.
existed.
But point is, the grass starter literally just picked up by its trainer for the first time ever, kicked its ass. This is level 100 Pikachu, as you just said, and it lost to a level 5 Snivy. I think it was Snivy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yo,
Snivy.
if anyone remembers the first movie,
Yes.
when Ash gets taken down,
Yo,
And
man,
the-
there were tears. Man, I watched that at the famous players that used to be on Highway 8 where the Fortinos was, like the Fiesta Mall famous players. There was tears from everyone.
everybody,
in that
man.
theater.
I watched it
every
again
child.
just last year.
I watched
and
it.
I was like,
I watch it once a year,
Bijou!
and I'm just like, Thomas, I want to cry.
I saw the first 3 movies, and I own the soundtracks for those 3 movies as well. And I'm just sitting there looking at them going, I am such a dork.
I still have my golden Mewtwo card that you could get from Burger King when that movie came out.
I wanted that.
Yep, I have one of those at home. It's in packaging.
So I lost the Pokeball and I lost a lot of the stuff, but I still have it. Like I still have the plastic case for it.
Yeah.
And it was great because when we went to get them, my brother was like, "I want Mewtwo." I'm like, "I don't care what I get," and he got Togepi and I got Mewtwo, and I refused to trade with him.
Yeah.
Don't blame you there. But so with another thing that's going on, more CW wise, we've all watched Riverdale, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
You dress like you're in the show. You're literally Jughead Jones in real life, minus the hat.
Legit.
I am single, ladies.
Wow.
No, but
Still single.
Half
Half of viewership gone.
I have yet to watch Riverdale. It's just
it's so
because
good.
Yeah.
It's so CW, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a hot mess in terms of like it's so bad, but it's so good for being so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
Legit, yeah.
Like it's literally just like Degrassi in the OC and
Riverdale.
Dawson's Creek had a baby, and the only reason that threw Dawson's Creek is there because there is water.
That was, yeah.
And then you have a little bit of a touch of suspense with the killings that happen throughout the thing.
Spoilers, I didn't know there were killings.
But with
The whole show's based off a killing in the trailer, dude.
I know.
Season 2, there's a rumor that Sabrina the Teenage Witch is supposed to make an appearance in Riverdale. She's actually an Archie character. How do you think that will affect the tone of the show? Because the show is
I
kind
don't
of
want Mad Dark in the show.
No, that's just
I
gonna
don't
be
like, I'm sorry, she's gonna walk in and what's she gonna do? Leviosa?
It's like the first couple of seasons of Arrow where we're like, oh, it's not gonna go metahumans. And then we're like, we're losing viewership. Throw metahumans in there. Throw metahumans.
So once upon a time in the late 90s, there was a television show that was called Archie's Weird Mysteries.
Yes, I watched that.
Which
The
did
best.
not fit any of the canon practically
It
for
was good.
It was good, but it's like it's just it would make sense because they went a darker tone, and with this darker tone, they're adding paranormal aspects.
See, but in this there was like no paranormal ever whatsoever. It's a regular high school murder mystery.
Yep.
That sentence
With
should never
Archie
be
characters
said
in it.
again, because like high school murder mysteries and well, it's just that whole just no. But yeah, so it's that. It's always there's a legitimate non-supernatural reason for it. So suddenly tossing in a witch, I'm just gonna be like, nah.
Yeah.
If she's in it as like a cameo, sure, fine. I'll take a cameo. It's like she's some girl who believes she's psychic or like shit like that. Like, but if she's like a main character and she's casting spells, it's like, oh, let's look at my magic cauldron. I'm gonna turn it off right then and there.
Yeah. I think that's gonna lose viewership.
we'll see how it unfolds, but at this point in time, Riverdale, right?
That cliffhanger.
That was a
though.
great Jim moment from The Office. You just look.
Look at the camera. I occasionally do that in real life, and it scares me.
So I'm totally gonna butcher this YouTuber's name, but
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie had a racial slur on YouTube. Apparently, I didn't see it. What happened?
Okay, so what happened was he was doing a playthrough of Enemy Unknown Battlegrounds or whatever. It's a really popular online game, which basically the way to describe it is it's battle royale.
Okay.
It's a massive multiplayer game where everybody jumps in and it's fight until there's no one left. And when your character's dead, there's no respawns. You're out of that session, and it keeps going until someone's around. PewDiePie is a obscenely popular person. He's basically almost the face of YouTube, some would say. And through saying the dreaded N-word, which I am not going to say because I am not that stupid, a lot of people caused backlash. And one of the things that happened was one of the developers behind
The N-word was noob.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Not a racial slur towards black people in any kind of way.
No, not at all.
Noob.
Was Tube followed by it, or?
Noob tube.
Maybe. But there was huge backlash that happened as a result of it. Felix, aka PewDiePie, has gone on record saying, I was stupid, but don't let it penalize me. But there already is an interesting sort of copyright situation that is happening as a result of it. One of the developers of a game called Firewatch has basically come out and basically said, we do not support this. He's not a good version of our values. When he makes money off of our brands whenever he plays our games, and as such, I do not feel the need to monetize, and so we're going to do a DMCA takedown, a copyright takedown on his stuff, and this adds into a whole new bout of legal problems as to fair use, what constitute as copyright, what doesn't, and it will change if this goes to court. It can change how YouTube operates from this point on. This affects all of us. And same goes with Jim Sterling. The pressure is on to make sure, like, I don't support what PewDiePie did, but if he ends up losing this, it will affect how video game live streams are used on the internet from this point on. And it will hurt everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, PewDiePie, you piece of jack booty.
Well, with that being said about live streams, we got a quick little segment we can bring up that's going to be on the show next week. It's kind of my own little thing I did with AJ because a couple weeks ago I brought up that I never played Overwatch because the Overwatch DLC came out. And then I was crucified personally by Matt following the show.
You got better. Yes, Risen.
Crucify is an over-exaggeration, but you laid into me a little. Not like
okay.
You were disappointed.
I'm going to explain this the best way I have. I actually didn't know that he played Overwatch before the show. I show up usually about an hour and a half early because I work a couple blocks away. So I come in after work, and I was talking with our show's producer, a man by the name of Kelly Walsh, and he basically sat there and he's like, "Oh, we recorded Overwatch," and I'm like, "Okay, well." You know, how did that go? How did Trevor do? And he said, yeah, Trevor didn't do that well. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I mean, he's never played the game before. It's like, yeah, but he doesn't play those types of games. And I'm like, what do you mean he doesn't play those types of games?
What do you mean,
like,
new people?
He basically painted such a horrible picture of you that nothing could have justified any type
I love Kelly's laugh right now. Yes.
Our producer Kelly is laughing in the background, but it's
I
like,
suck.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
But that's the thing though that I'm realizing now, like afterwards, because you've never played this type of game before. You didn't know anything about the characters. You probably didn't practice or anything. You probably just jumped in and grabbed whichever player, and you didn't know what your strengths were catered to.
In his defense,
My friend Ian said something.
in his defense, we were playing on PC. Okay.
I've never played PC in my life.
First off, holy crap, it is different.
Yes.
Okay.
Give him a controller.
Yeah, give
him a console, and
I think he would do better.
Well, okay,
I honestly
can
think
we
he'd do
do
better.
Clues Game Part 2 where he does it on like
Or even just give him a controller on the PC. I
No,
think he'd be
because
okay.
then he will do worse.
Nah.
Because think about
Nah.
it. Everyone else is doing this. Their mouse coordination is going to be a lot better than a controller ever.
Nah,
Yes.
man. I
You
think
will
he'd
get
be all right.
destroyed.
I think he'd
Let's
be all
just
right.
put it this way: every time the limited times I killed someone, my line was, "You got to pick up the check." But jumping back into
Really? You had a catchphrase on your first outing?
Yeah.
I was just
Shame
copying
on
things.
you.
Captain
The best
Hook
part,
said.
you'll see me on there going, okay, this is up, this is down, this is left, this is right. And my character's going,
See, my character, whenever I pick up a new character, it's me doing all their moves and then they're special at a wall to figure out what it does.
oh, I couldn't even do half the stuff, man. I'm like, yo, I am so used to triple jump with
But
Chuck.
let's leave some of this for them to see
this
in the
is very
video.
true.
Now that we've described everything, issue 1 should be up next week. But the next thing, big thing that happened this week, Apple announced new iPhones and a new watch.
Yes.
I didn't watch that. I know someone who works for Apple and I have zero care about it.
So the new iPhone 8. The new iPhone 8 is kind of interesting in that it's basically completely encased in glass. It's got a new Retina display and a bunch of other features.
Face scanning or something like that?
Here's your new iPhone. Don't drop it. It'll break.
Don't even look at it. Put it in the box.
You brought up a great point, though, that is leading into it. I mean, there is the tech specs that are adding to it, and there's like 2 hours more battery life for it, but it's completely encased in glass, and I don't know about you guys, but give that to, say, a grade schooler or high schooler and plus, that thing's dead.
Give it to Trevor and the thing is dead.
Yeah,
There's a reason why I have an OtterBox. I have dropped this thing more times than I would like to admit.
Insippo.
I can't wait to see how many customers come back and say, it's supposed to give us 2 extra hours of battery. How come I only have 3?
Because you only had one.
Because you only had 1. Or maybe you're not charging your phone properly. but I'm putting it on the conductive thingy and it's just not working. And I'm like, well, that's because you're not putting it on properly.
I feel like this is some personal problems that.
Oh, we're gonna have tons of
deep-seated hatred.
See, they put one of the power buttons, like the home screen buttons, on the back of the phone, and it kind of has an LG feel to it. So I think what was the 7? There was a lawsuit with Samsung. So this is going to be Apple's new lawsuit this year. It's going to be with LG on
I had an LG phone for half an hour, and I hated it because the fingerprint sensor and all that was on the back. Maybe it's because I have massive hands, but like I like my shit on the side right here. I can do it all with like just like that. It's easy. I love it.
But it's like the Note 8.
But it's
I don't like bombs near my face. Thank you very much.
That's the 7, sir. The 7 was a hand.
You're right. They've improved upon the last one.
Yes,
bigger, better explosions.
But yeah, one thing like with the new device, like when I saw the X that came out, the whole like preview for it, I was looking at it. I'm like, yo, this looks like a Samsung S8, right? Like
kind of.
No home screen, but you can press the middle.
It's just 8, and then they went 8. And then they just went right
10-year
to X.
anniversary, I believe.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, the 10-year
It's like they went 8 and then they just jumped right to X, which is the Roman numeral.
Do you know any specs about the new Apple Watch? Because that got kind of completely overshadowed by the launch of the new phone.
They didn't tell us really anything.
Yeah, just like new layouts, new bands and things like that.
It's got a new number to it.
Yeah.
I think
that's
Stephen Colbert said it best on like the telethon.
Yeah.
I think he said it best. Our friends at Apple have donated, I think it was like $17 million or $7 million. I forget the number. And then he just ends it with the same price as their new phone and watch.
Yeah.
and he just stops there.
It's a sad truth.
Ellen makes that one joke where she's like, hey guys, so I have a new announcement to make. Everyone's like, yeah, my new announcement starts next week. I just thought that maybe making a new announcement would get everyone excited, just like Apple did it. Right?
People already lined up. But speaking of lineups,
Yes.
this is kind of a really bad segue. Hey, TIFF was last weekend or the week or so.
Yeah.
Anything caught anyone's eye?
Wasn't Drake a douche at TIFF?
He's a douche everywhere.
At every TIFF.
I don't know Drake well enough, besides the fact that my one buddy apparently dressed as him for Halloween. Beyond that, I know nothing.
Actually, I want to give a special shout out to a good friend of mine who's actually been working with me for my little boy band thing I've been working on the side. One of the singers I work with, he actually got to do a performance for a benefit for TIFF. So he's now nominated for a music award for Toronto right now. But he got to perform alongside people like the likes of like Choclair and stuff as well. So that was pretty awesome. So if you guys know who Choclair is, you ever heard of Choclair?
No.
He's a old school Toronto rapper.
Okay.
Look him up. He's been around for a long time.
I got into rap in
you know, like Cardell Official?
August?
You guys know who Cardell Official is, right?
Nope.
He was along the same timeline as him.
Okay.
Right? So it was always those two who were pretty much back and back, neck to neck.
So moving back into the thing about TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival. So for those who, for some weird reason, don't understand, it's a giant sort of 3-day during the course of the weekend where they basically get all the glitz and glam, bring in big name actors, and basically sit down and premiere their movies in front of the film going community. And for like extra money, you can wait in line for ridiculous long hours to see the top of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's head. At least that's what I remember back when I used to cover TIFF when I was with Indie 88. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's for me, these film showcases don't do much. They're overpriced, they're overblown, and you can just wait until either the movie comes out in theaters like Don Juan did, or you can just decide to say, you know what, I'm going to just relax and buy the film when I want to.
You said torrent wrong. Let's be honest. Everyone out there does that, or they stream.
I missed you, Sean.
But yeah, so just big old shout out that I didn't get to say his name. His name's Jay Cabrera. If you want to check out his stuff on Spotify and iTunes, got his single out now, show out. So shout out to my boy. But yeah, continue.
Also, I do want to briefly point out, so we haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna get punched, aren't I?
No, you're not going to get punched. Don't worry about it.
Yet.
But we
Gangbang.
This isn't my hero. What is it?
Boku no.
Boku no.
We don't say the B word.
What I was trying to segue was that you were at Fan Expo.
Yes, that's where I got this lovely mask.
So tell me, what were your opinions there live on the floor? Because you were doing some streaming stuff. Were you?
I was actually surprised by how like little people there were from what I was expecting.
Were we at the same convention on Saturday?
Yeah, so okay, let's put it this way. I could move.
Well, you're also
At a
like
decent
7 feet tall. Nobody wants to get around you.
My first fan
Get
expo.
elbowed.
My first fan expo, they did a Doctor Who theme. It was absolutely insane to the point that I vowed to never do a Saturday again. Like, it was bad to the point this is how close I was to everyone at all times, everywhere, even in the actually no, in the roomy bits.
This is not Boku no Pico.
In the roomy bits, I had this much room. It was wonderful. It was insane. And looking at their guest list this year, I was expecting very similar to that. Like, they've had more people. Like, I've looked at their attendance and it has gone up, but what I think what it was is 4 years ago they had a huge jump. They had like around 100,000 the year before, and they jumped to 125. So like they weren't able to accommodate. I think this year they hit around 130, 134. But like
really
it's a lot, and it is greater than 4 years ago. But the fact is now they're used to those numbers, so they handle it better, and they work the crowds a lot better to the point where it's not as messed up. And I think they like space out the booths a bit more, because I felt like there was less like salespeople.
And I feel like what Trevor was telling me seems so weird, because you're like,
Trevor's not used to it.
I know, but you're saying they handled it better. They did this so much better. And yet Trevor was telling me a story about how he couldn't even find the damn entrance.
Yeah,
to the
but
place.
Trevor also is a meathead.
Well, when you go, hey man, where's the entrance? And they're like, yeah, it's over there. Just go around here. And you do what you say, and then takes you to like literally.
See, if you go to anyone with the shirt that says volunteer and you ask them a question, you've made the first mistake. It's your fault.
We actually went into the actual building, and the person who was in charge of all the guest entrances, who was a paid employee, was the one who told me the wrong entrance.
Oh wow, screw that guy then.
See, and then I walked down because I'm like, I'm just gonna go and read the new ticket. Where you purchase your tickets for the day of. He's like, no, you gotta go here, and then it just kept happening, and I had
honestly, God,
I got my way. But
honestly, God, the entrance is always the worst part, and my favorite part about going on like for the whole weekend is I'll go on Thursday, and because I buy the deluxe pass or higher, I get early access. Instead of opening at 4, it opens at 2 for me. So there's less of a line. I walk in, get my wristband, and then I never have to look or deal with those people again.
How much was the pass for the entire?
Deluxe pass, which is the cheapest 4-day pass, is $130.
Oh, sorry.
For one day it costs $60.
Yeah, Saturday is $60. That's what I'm saying. So basically, this is the thing about Fan Expo. If you're gonna go for 3 days, even if it's like Thursday, Friday, Sunday, which are like the 3 cheapest days, it's cheaper for you to buy the 4-day pass to go and go for 3 days than it would be to buy 3 individual days.
So here's something, because I've only been to Fan Expo once, and that
was it when it was smaller.
It was pretty big. The only reason why I wanted to go was because Victor Lucas and Scott C. Jones of Reviews on the Run were there. But from what I gathered, it's a logistics nightmare. It clogs up pretty much everything. There's all these complaints left, right, and center, and yet it's still one of the most popular conventions.
It's our San Diego Comic-Con.
Is it justified, is the question.
Well, I'm going to say yes, because they pull in a lot of different fandoms. They don't focus on one. They do everything. This year, their theme was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They had the entire main cast. They had Tim Curry. The man is wheelchair bound. He couldn't even come out to sign autographs. His autograph booth was you dropped stuff off and you could pick it up Sunday, because like he looks ancient. They had Meatloaf there. Like they cater to a lot of people. I was able to meet Felicia Day. I got her autograph on my DM screen. I'm gonna show it off. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but like just down here on the bottom on this little cloaked girl, she signed it. She was really nice. I chatted with her about Toronto and how much she likes the city. I got my Rorschach mask. EB Games is there. They always do a huge booth, and they have like great deals on. Like I think they had a Nintendo Switch. I think the regular price is $300.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah.
They had for $400 you get a Switch. You get the starter pack, which comes with a screen protector, extra thumb grips, and like case, and you also get an $80 game of your choice. So so you can pick out any game. Unfortunately, I don't care enough about the lineup of the Switch right now to put that money into it. And they have like a DJ playing. They have a bunch of giveaways. One of them was this reversible Dishonored 2 mask. So on one side it's Corvo, which I think is stupid because it's open at the top and it makes you look dumb. And then on the other side it's his daughter, and it's probably the best thing because you can literally easily now do a cosplay of her mask. Just slide it on, cover your face, and you literally just have the exact mask that she has. Like, they do a bunch of like good giveaways. There's posters and stuff. Game trials, game demos. There's like a whole PC booth set up. And then the best part about it is, like, you can pass the time with shopping, but then there's sketch duels, there's Q&As, there's live script readings. I went to a script reading of Princess Bride. There was Jennifer Hale, who does female Commander Shepard. I forget his name right now, and my friend's going to kill me for this, but Nathan Drake was there. And I believe it was Hedonism Bot from Futurama was one of the readers, and I forget who the last guy was, but it's fantastic to hear Hedonism Bot be Andre the Giant. And it's honest to God, it's...
Yo, you weren't you on a panel though?
Yes. So
tell us about that. That's the meat of what we're looking for.
To lead up to this story. So there was a sketch duel. It was a 5-way sketch duel.
Just before we get started, yo, shout out to Shane, by the way. Thanks for watching our show, man. Super excited. If you guys got to check him out, he's got some awesome comic book finds. You love this stuff. Check him out, Shaner_87. You want to find some cool, interesting, old school comics? He's got your stuff. Continue.
Okay, so it was a 5-way sketch duel. Me and my friends were excited because Fan Expo this year, normally they have 3 to 4 sketch duels a day. This time they limited it to 1, except on Saturday where there was 2. But these sketch duels were bigger, more artists in them. So this one was Yannick Paquette, Michael Walsh, Jay Lee, which is basically like the less famous Lee, and I think it was Andrew Robinson. So we get there and we're waiting. Some people aren't showing up. Jay Lee wasn't actually, I think, originally on the list. He showed up. I guess they got him last minute. But this was a colossal shit show on Fan Expo's part. The moderator didn't show up. The artists showed up on their own, where they're supposed to be fetched by someone working the con. So they just looked at the clock like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be somewhere. And they showed up. So standard thing is they ask for a recommendation from the audience of what they want to draw, because they'll draw in front of you live and everything. And my thing is to suggest weird, confusing shit. So I got booed by everyone, including the artists, by saying superheroes with body pillows of themselves. Just because I know, because my hope is that this gets a yes, and that they draw this and it looks amazing. And then at the end, when they do a draw for the art, someone's gonna go home with this picture and they're gonna be excited, and then they're gonna go to hang it on their wall and they're gonna realize what they're hanging on their wall. I just want that. I want that little mental footnote is like, bastard.
So what you mean to say, on the Dungeons and Dragons scale of morality, would you qualify that as
chaotic
true
evil?
No, I would say more
evil.
true evil.
Chaotic evil.
Chaotic evil?
Chaotic
okay.
evil.
So how did you end up becoming a
So after I got booed by everyone, and two artists showed up, because there was 2 originally and they were just going to do whatever, and then 2 more, so okay, now we need now we need a moderator. So I'm like, I'll do it. He's like, all right, get on stage. So I'm like, okay. I've been going to these for this was my 4th year, so I'm like, I've seen how it works. Like last year there was a moderator that all me and my friends called Fat Kevin, because he looked like our one friend Kevin, just like slightly bigger and older.
That's cruel.
He was the best moderator I've ever seen in my time going there. So I'm like, hey, I'll just be like Fat Kevin, channel my Fat Kevin. And I went up there and so first the artists introduce themselves, talk about what they do, and so I'm up there, and then the best part was Fan Expo people are walking into the room and they're telling me the timelines, like, oh, you gotta wrap this up close to the end. I'm like, guys, I don't do this shit. I'm supposed to be, see that empty seat there? That's was mine.
Yeah.
That was my seat. You guys didn't know, I'm working on, I'm running this shit, balls out, fucking white knuckles, and no idea what I'm doing. So, the first thing they did was just a monster of their own mental design. They were freaking terrifying. And watching them work, it was Andrew Robinson, he did it on the display pad. It's whereas all the other ones, you're just seeing their pencils or paintbrushes move, you're watching his monster come to life in front of you, and they were terrifying. I was like, shit, I really hope they all just say, Sean, you get to take one because you moderated. But that didn't happen. I wasn't that lucky. And then the next was, there was this 7-year-old girl, and she wanted to have Wonder Woman drawn. So obviously you got to do it for the kids. So they do that, and they looked beautiful. So at the end, all the artists are like, oh man, you did a good job, and thank you for doing this, you saved us, and people from the crowd are walking up to me and being like, man, good job. And like my friends are like, man, you killed it. Like, and they were all pissed off because like this man got booed by an entire room.
I'd be
By
like,
an
yo, give me
entire
staff
room.
right
And
now.
then-
I am coming next year as moderator. That's it.
And
I don't
like,
care.
They got
You
booed
beat
by.
me,
I got
I'm
booed the
there.
entire room, and then went on stage, and everyone loved me.
man,
and
it's
the best part is
awesome.
one of my buddy. He frequently not moderates. He goes to cons and runs it. He usually does the celebrity autograph lines, and he'll usually, because he goes to them a lot, they give him whoever he wants. So it's like. Now, so he's my little foot in, like maybe I can just start moderating panels more often if I go to these things. But so it was great. Afterwards, walking through Artist Alley where you would find these guys, I'm like, because like, not gonna lie, I had no idea who any of them were going into the sketch tool. Zero. Did not know anything about them. That's what pissed my friends off the most because they knew who they were. And there's me smiling like a dumbass on stage.
I think that also there's a quality to that because if you don't know, you won't have a chance to fangirl. You'll basically be like a normal dude.
Sort of
and
like
that's what
neutral.
they need.
Yeah,
That's what they want,
And
exactly.
like, so if you want to see fangirling, just look at any picture of me with John Barrowman. There's fangirling right there.
Yeah.
That's another story.
But this is a good thing for you though, because this is how you get in your foot in the door when it comes to the con scene.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say which con, and it's a little too early, but there are talks about me being involved in some panels in terms of.
Anime North.
I'm not going to say.
All right, it's called the Anime North because I got approached too.
No, it wasn't Anime North, but it is involved with Anime North. There's other offshoots. They're all like a giant family of different cons and run stuff, and they're asking me to do YouTube stuff. And I'm like, I've been doing this for 7 years and I have less than 1,000 subscribers. Are you sure you want to take a chance on me? And they're like,
They
yeah.
need people though.
Well,
That's
they
the
looked
thing.
at me and they said, yeah, you're an indie person. You've been doing it for years. You are the perfect person up next to this person who has millions of subscribers. And I'm like, okay, I can somehow do this. Can you talk about YouTube for like 2.5 hours? Yeah.
Easy.
Are you kidding? I've been here since it began. Hired.
Nice. See, the best part was after the sketch show, after I went and walked through Artist Alley, they all recognized me. I'm just walking around. I'm just like, as I'm glancing, I'm like, hey, you're the moderator guy, Sean, right? I'm like, yeah. Like, the best part was like, all of them saw my face when they recognized me, except Andrew. My back was turned. He was walking away from like near where you'd line up to meet the artist when they are not at their tables, and like my back is to him.
Big back, bro.
I'm like talking to my friends, and like I just feel a tap on my shoulder, like, hey, moderator guy, right? I'm like, man, you did a killer job. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, wow, he recognized me from my back. Like when you see someone you just saw and like you see their face, but like the fact that you recognize my silhouette, he's like, man, he came up and talked to me, like that was awesome. And the best part was, I went to Scott Snyder's booth. I bought the deluxe edition of Swamp Thing, written by him and drawn by Yannick, who, honestly, God, it's beautiful artwork in here. It's amazing. It was recommended to me by my friend Mike. So I bought it, had Scott Snyder's autograph in it, and then I went to Yannick's booth, and he was shopping, and he saw me, and I was like, hey, do you mind signing this? And he's like, sure, and he threw down like his little shopping bag of shit, ran away. I was like, okay, and then he ran to the other side of the table. He's like, give me that. And he's just like sketching. I'm like, okay, so he's got an elaborate autograph. Right? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Swamp Thing. He's doodling in my book. It's costing me nothing. Yes. And he's like, oh, you got the whole work. Fantastic. He's French Canadian. And so it's just great.
amazing.
Yeah. So it's like it's very psychedelic and stuff.
Show it to the camera.
So
Open
this
it
is
up.
the cover.
Yeah.
And then if you open it in here, on the bottom is Scott Snyder, and then you have a little picture of Swamp Thing and Yannick's autograph. And it's a really good time. Like talking to him, meeting him, and him recognizing me. It's, honest God, it was wonderful. And like, hopefully like next year I go back, hopefully they recognize me again. So I'll be like, yeah, Monica.
So in the midst of all of this fangirling, so we are once again Nerds United.
Nerds Unlimited.
Nerds Unlimited.
Jesus, get the name right.
Come on, man. We know your name. Sonic.
It's KnucklesMTR.
MTR. That's it. Knuckles MTR.
No, or is it Shadow? Is it Amy? Tails?
Amy?
Which one? Chow? Is it Chow? ChowMLG? Is that your name?
I'm never going to live this down.
He's not
No.
And like the next thing's a segue about your stuff.
I know.
I'm in control.
Yes. What's new on Always Wrong Reviews?
ChowMLG coming at you.
So for those of you who don't know, on the internet, I have my own web series called Always Rate Reviews, where I review everything from anime, movies, TV, television shows, basically the newest and greatest stuff from Japan that I feel needs to be looked at or after. This month's episode is really behind. I have basically till tomorrow to finish this month's script, so I have to spend the entire day writing. I don't think I'm going to go to sleep tonight, to be brutally honest.
You don't work tomorrow, you're good.
No, I have the day off, but then at some point I've got to basically voice act, properly edit everything, and get a rough version done by this Wednesday. And I'm also doing another video on the side that isn't attached to Always Rate Reviews, which I'm planning for the last day of September. So I'm not going to be sleeping for quite some time, but I hope that you guys can come check it out on youtube.com/SonicMTD, capital S small O small,
ChowMLG.
capital S small O small N small I small C, capital M capital T capital D. And please don't make me punch you. You just got back. Please do not.
Go for it.
It was so peaceful the last couple weeks while Sean wasn't here.
I'm the shit show.
Was it Evil Chaos? Or
He's
Chaotic
our
Evil?
he's our Stifler of the group.
Yeah,
Me?
You know, yeah, I feel like you're
I thought it was the
Stifler.
Deadpool.
No, well, yeah, there's Deadpool. Yeah, okay. If you're American Pie, oh my God, he'd be Finch. He'd be Finch. Oh, you'd be Finch.
Who's Finch?
The one that has sex with Stifler's mom. Yes, you're Finch.
What?
Oh my
You're
God.
Jim.
Yes, I totally. Oh wait, no, you'd be more Jim. I guess. Wait, maybe, no, you. Yeah, I totally joke. Yeah.
Thank you for
You're the-
watching another exciting episode
Wait,
of
whoa.
Nerds Unlimited.
We forgot to. I have one thing to say. If you guys haven't already picked up this issue of Action Comics, go check out Action Comics number 987. There is a humongous reveal about something in Superman's mythos that you need to know. It is humongous. I'm going to tell these guys after the show because it's just I need to tell someone. Sorry, Matt. Conclude.
Okay, so either way, thank you so much for catching today's episode of Nerds Unlimited. Please be sure to follow us on Twitch, on our YouTube, on our Twitter, where we're constantly putting out amazing content, and as well as entertaining you in the midst of the mundane life that we all live and know. So either way, thank you very much for catching Nerds Unlimited. I'm SonicMTD.
ChowMLG. Sean coming at you.
AJ, folks.
And Trevor, aka Clueless Quigley. Remember, next week that's going to be live. Hug it out.
I like it.
See, this is how you deal with
All
conversation,
right, guys.
Trevor.
This is Nerds Unlimited, and we out.
Later days!
Later days. Thank you very much, guys, for checking out this awesome issue of Nerds Unlimited. If you guys want to check out our last show, it'll be up here. If you want to subscribe, click that link right there. And then, if you want to see what this beautiful bastard's up to lately, right over here. But better yet, if you want to see us every Thursday, 7:30, the link will be right here.